Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 26, 2022. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's NBA playoff games, look ahead to tonight's games. NHL, Major League Baseball, look back on yesterday's games, look ahead to today's games. My latest NFL mock draft. I'll recap last night's episode of American Idol, news and notes, and best bet. All right, NBA playoffs. We'll look back on yesterday's results, and we will look ahead to tonight's slate. Celtics over the Nets, 116-112 to complete the sweep. Probably the most surprising sweep of the first round. Like, if you asked me before the playoffs what series would be the most surprised at the end of the sweep, this is up there. Jason Tatum, 29 points. Kevin Durant, 39 and 9 assists. Jason Tatum fouled out in the game, but it didn't matter. Raptors over the 76ers, 103-88. The force of Game 6. Oh, my goodness. Pascal Siakam, 23 points, 10 boards, 7 assists. Joel Embiid had 20 and 11. And obviously Embiid's playing through that finger injury. Mavericks over the Jazz, 102-77 to take a 3-2 series lead. Luka Doncic, amazing. 33, 13, and 5. And Jordan Clarkson had 20 to lead Utah. Now we look ahead to today's games. 7 o'clock on NBA TV of the Hawks and the Heat. My projections for this game are Heat, 6.5 total, 220 and 2/5. Obviously, the absence of Kyle Lowry factors in to this projection. And it's 7.5 and 217.5. I like the over. I think it'll be a higher scoring game than you would think. So I like the over. 7:30 TNT Timberwolves Grizzlies. My projection is Memphis by 7 3/4, total 227 and a fifth. And it's 6 and 232.5. I like the under in this game because I feel that both these teams, because of the intensity of the game, like there could be some intimidation because of the moment. So I like the under. And last but not least, 10 o'clock TNT Pelicans Suns. My projection is Suns by 12, total 220 and 9/10. And it's 6 and 215. I'm going to lay it with the Suns bounce back spot. I know no Devin Booker, but Chris Paul's still there as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to lay the 6 with the Suns against the Pelicans. All right, now I'm going to move on to NHL. I'll recap the games from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's slate. There's only one game yesterday, actually. The Blackhawks over the Flyers 3-1. The Blackhawks go to 27, 42, and 11. Philly 25, 44, and 11. Number 3 started game with an assist. Jake McCabe. Number 2 started game with the goal. Alex DeBrincat. Number 1 started the game with the goal and assist. Jonathan Taves. Big window for tonight at 7 o'clock. You have the Panthers and the Bruins. Maybe a first-round preview here. Florida's minus 126. Boston's plus 105. Over under 6.5. Over's minus 140. Under's plus 114. Florida minus 1.5 is plus 198. Boston plus 1.5 is minus 245. Obviously, Panthers going for the President's Trophy. Them and the Avs. But the Panthers have the edge right now, obviously. This is a tough one, but I like the Bruins tonight as a home underdog. They're getting ready for the postseason, playing for seeding. Where things stand right now, they're in the 4 spot. They'll play the Hurricanes, actually, in the first round if the season were to end today. So, I like the Bruins to try to get within 1 of Tampa. Terrible game. Devils Senators. Sens minus 150. Devils plus 125. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 130. Unders plus 106. Devils plus 1.5 is minus 210. Ottawa minus 1.5 is plus 172. I went with the Devils as a road dog. Usually 2 bad teams take the dog. Blue Jackets, Lightning. Lightning trying to keep the 3 spot. They're minus 410. Columbus is plus 315. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 120. Unders minus 102. Columbus plus 2.5 is minus 144. Lightning minus 2.5 is plus 120. I like the under 6.5 at minus 102. Vasilevsky's going to the playoff for him. Hurricanes, Rangers. Rangers can make it a little interesting in the Metro with the win tonight to get within 2. They're minus 110 each. Over under 6. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Carolina plus 1.5 is minus 250. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 202. Yours truly is going to be in attendance for this game tonight. I've mentioned it when I've had some guests on over the past week. I think the Rangers will win. Make this a little more interesting for Carolina. So I'm going to say they get it done. Minus 110 at home. They've been really good against the good teams this year, other than Carolina at home a few weeks ago and the Avalanche. But that was with the third-string goalie. So, give me the Rangers minus 110 at home against Carolina to pick them. ESPN Oilers Penguins, good one. Pittsburgh's minus 154. Edmonton plus 128. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 130. Unders plus 106. Edmonton plus 1.5 is minus 182. Pittsburgh minus 1.5 is plus 150. Edmonton, where things stand right now, playing for second in that division with the Kings. Pittsburgh's playing hang on the third in the Metro to try to face the Rangers in all likelihood in the first round. I'm going to go with the Oilers, plus 128, because of value. Islanders, Capitals. Caps minus 178, Isles plus 146, over under 6, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Islanders plus 1.5 is minus 176, Capitals minus 1.5 is plus 146. Caps trying to play for that 3 seed in the Metro to take on the Rangers in all likelihood. Islanders playing spoiler. Give me the over. Next up, the Red Wings and Maple Leafs. Leafs trying to just get ready for the postseason at this point. They're minus 450. Detroit's plus 365, over under 7, minus 10 each way. Detroit plus 2.5 is minus 120. Toronto minus 1.5 or minus 2.5 is even money. I like the under. That's too high. 8 o'clock, Flames Predators. That's a big one. Flames trying to clinch the division. Nashville trying to clinch a playoff spot here. The Flames are minus 142. Preds are plus 116. Over under 6.5. Overs minus 110. Unders minus 115. Flames minus 1.5 is plus 172. Nashville plus 1.5 is minus 10. I'm taking Nashville plus 116 to win this game to potentially clinch tonight. So Nashville, if they beat the Flames in regulation, or if they defeat Calgary in overtime in Vegas, fails to beat Dallas in regulation. If they defeat Calgary in a shootout and Vegas fails to defeat Dallas in regulation or overtime. If they get 1 point versus Calgary and Vegas loses to Dallas in any fashion. Or if Vegas loses to Dallas in regulation. So, looks like they might clinch tonight, Nashville. Looks like the West might be over tonight. So, I'm going with the Preds as the home dog tonight. Coyotes, Wild. The Wild obviously playing for seeding. They're minus 600. Coyotes plus 430, over under 6.5. Overs minus 134, unders plus 110. Coyotes plus 2.5 is plus 102. Wild minus 2.5 is minus 122. I think the Coyotes stay within the number, though, so I'm going plus 2.5 at plus 102. The Wild will win the game, but I think that it will be closer than expected. 8:30, the Golden Knights and the Stars. The big one. Dallas is minus 114. Vegas is minus 105. Over under 5.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Vegas plus 1.5 is minus 275. Dallas minus 1.5 is plus 220. Dallas could put the kibosh on Vegas tonight. They clinch if they beat Vegas in regulation. That's it. So I'm gonna go with I don't feel good about this. With their backs against the wall, don't you think that Vegas will put up a good effort? I'm going to take Vegas tonight to beat Dallas. Just to make things a little interesting. 9:30 ESPN Blues Avalanche. Avs are still playing for the President's Trophy. Obviously, if Florida beats Boston, it's over. Or if the Blues beat the Avs, it's over. Avs are minus 170, Blues plus 140, over under 6.5, overs minus 122, unders even money. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 178, Avs minus 1.5 is plus 146. I think Florida's going to clinch the President's Trophy tonight, courtesy of the Blues. I think the Blues are going to upset the Avalanche. 10 o'clock, Kraken Canucks. Vancouver trying to keep its season alive. They're minus 230, Kraken plus 188, over under 6.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Seattle plus 1.5 is minus 142. Canucks minus 1.5 is plus 118. If Dallas wins, Vancouver's done. And obviously, if Dallas wins, Nashville clinches too. So if Dallas wins, Vancouver's done. Which I just picked Vegas to win. So you never know with this kinds of stuff. I like the over though. I think Vancouver will play hard. I think their offense will show up, and I don't like the Kraken very much, so I like the over a lot. And last but not least, the Ducks and the Sharks, meaningless game. Sharks minus 150, Ducks plus 125, over under 6, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Ducks plus 1.5 is minus 220, Sharks minus 1.5 is plus 180. I like the over 6 and minus 105. All right, Major League Baseball will go over the games played from yesterday, and we'll look ahead to the games being played tonight. Giants over the Brewers 4-2. San Fran 12-5. Milwaukee 10-7. Getting the win was Jake McGee, the loss. Jake Cousins in the save. Camilo Duvall. Phillies over the Rockies 8-2. The Phillies 7-10. Colorado 10-6. Kyle Gibson the win 2-1. Kyle Freeland the loss 0-3. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 6-2. The Blue Jays 11-6. Boston 7-10. Adam Simber the win and Matt Strahm the loss. Mets over the Cardinals 5-2. The Mets 13-5. St. Louis 9-6. Getting the win was Trevor May the loss. Giovanni Gallegos and Edwin Diaz the save. The Mets put up a 5 spot in the 9th inning to rally against St. Louis. Rangers over the Astros 6-2. Rangers 6-10. Astros 7-9. Matt Moore the win and Phil Maton the loss. Angels over the Guardians 3-0. Angels 10-7. Cleveland 7-9. Michael Lorenz in the win 2-1. Shea Bieber the loss 1-1. And Rafael Iglesias the save, his third. Dodgers over the D-backs 4-0. Dodgers 12-4. Arizona 6-11. Walker Buehler to win 2-1. Merrill Kelly the loss 1-1. All right, now we look ahead to today's games. 6:35, Brewers Pirates, Brandon Woodruff and Mitch Keller. Brewers minus 166, Pirates plus 140, over under 7, minus 110 each way. Brewers minus 1.5 is plus 104. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 125. I'm going to go with over 7 here. Pirates Reds, Joe Musgrove and Reavers San Martin. Padres minus 174, Reds plus 146, over under 7.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Padres -1/2 is +106. Reds +1/2 is -128. I'm going to go with the first half result, Padres at a juice -120. 6:40 Mariners Rays. Logan Gilbert, Matt Whistler. Rays -130, Mariners +110, over under 7, overs -118, unders -104. Mariners +1/2 is -196. Rays -1/2 is +162. Logan Gilbert's pitching fabulous. I'm taking the Mariners +110 to win outright. 6:45 Rocks Phils. Herman Marquez, Zach Eflin. Phils -162, Rockies +136, over under 8, overs -112, unders -108. Rockies +1/2 is -162. Phillies -1/2 is +134. I'm going to go with the Rockies +136 at Philly. 7 o'clock, Orioles Yankees. Jordan Lyles and Luis Severino. Yanks -295, Orioles +240, over under 8, overs -102, unders -120. Orioles +1/2 is +114, Yankees -1/2 is -137. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go over 8, -102. The Yankees offense showed signs of life on Sunday. Marlins Nats, Sandy Alcantara and Josiah Gray. Marlins -124, Nats +106, over under 7.5, overs +102, unders -124. Marlins -1/2 is +146, Nats +1/2 is -178. I'm going over 7.5 at +102, banking on that a bullpen will unfold. Red Sox Blue Jays, Nick Pivetta, Kevin Gossman. Blue Jays -196, Red Sox +164, over under 8.5. Overs -105, unders -115. Red Sox +1/2 is -132. Blue Jays -1/2 is +110. I'm going to go with first half result tie at 5-1. Royals White Sox, Daniel Lynch and Dallas Keuchel. White Sox -158, Royals +134, over under 8.5, overs -122, unders even money. Royals +1/2 is -138, White Sox -1/2 is +115. Everyone, their brother, thinks White Sox here, but I really don't have the balls to go Royals outright. Let's just go Royals first half money line at +136. 7:20 Cubs Braves, Marcus Stroman and Max Fried. Braves -176, Cubs +148, over under 8, overs -104, unders -118. Cubs +1/2 is -130, Braves -1/2 is +108. I'm going over 8, -104. 7:30 Tigers Twins, Eduardo Rodriguez and Chris Paddock. Twins -142, Tigers +120, over under 7.5, overs +102, unders -124. Tigers +1/2 is -194. Twins -1/2 is +160. Tigers and overs a fun same game parlay, but I like the over better at +102. 7:45 on TBS, the Mets and the Cardinals. Don't forget, TBS has Tuesday baseball now. Chris Bassett and Jordan Hicks. Mets -116, Cardinals -102, over under 7, overs -108, unders -112. Mets -1/2 is +152. Cardinals +1/2 is -184. I'm going to go with the Mets at -116. 8 o'clock, Astros Rangers, Jake Odorizzi and Taylor Hearn. Each team's -108, over under 9.5, overs -104, unders -118. Astros -1/2 is +138, Rangers +1/2 is -166. I like the Astros -108. I think they're the better team. Getting them at a pick'em is just a steal. 9:30 Guardians Angels, Tristan McKenzie and Patrick Sandoval. Angels -164, Guardians +138, over under 8, overs -104, unders -118. Guardians +1/2 is -164, Angels -1/2 is +136. Tristan McKenzie's been amazing this year. I'm going with the Guardians at +138 to end the losing streak. Dodgers D-backs, Tony Gonsolin and Zach Davies. Dodgers -205, D-backs +172, over under 9, overs -122, unders even money. Dodgers -1.5 is -111. D-backs +1.5 is -108. I'm laying the 1.5 with the Dodgers at -111. And last but not least, 9:45 A's Giants. Dalton Jeffries and Carlos Rodon. Giants -275. A's +225. Over under 6.5. Overs -106. Unders -114. A's +1.5 is -102. Giants -1.5 is -118. I'm going Oakland +1.5 and -102. Rivalry game. Dalton Jeffries has been good this year. I really do like the A's run line +1.5 at -102. All right, now I'm going to do my latest NFL mock draft. With the draft being in 2 days, here we go. Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars, Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan. Still going to say the same, although Trayvon Walker really has become a darling. -200, he's the betting favorite right now, which is amazing. But my gut tells me it's going to be Hutchinson because the owner wants Hutchinson, although the GM wants Trayvon Walker. Number 2, Detroit Lions, Trayvon Walker, defensive end, Georgia. I think this could flip, like I said. Walker, the best pass rusher on the loaded Bulldogs championship team. And I like that pick for Detroit. 3, Houston Texans, Ike Ekwonu, offensive tackle, guard, NC State. Here's a little bit of a curveball for the Texans. They could go here. They could go Sauce. Ekwonu's versatility is what could get him drafted this high. Texans have a need to. Number 4, the New York Jets. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati. This feels right to me that the Jets would take Sauce here at 4. Best defensive back in the draft, easy. Number 5, the New York Football Giants. Evan Neal, offensive tackle, Alabama. This feels like the safe pick for the Giants, although Charles Cross is getting momentum for this spot. Neal and Andrew Thomas, I think, would fit well together. 6, the Carolina Panthers. Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State. There's still people that think they're taking a quarterback here. I don't, unless they're pulling off a great smoke screen. They need help on the offensive line. I like Cross here at Carolina. 7, New York Giants from the Chicago Bears. Derek Stingley Jr., quarterback, LSU. The Giants kind of can't go wrong here with this pick. Trade down's also an option. Stingley would be good here. If they get rid of James Bradbury, opening ends up happening here, so this would make sense too. 8, the Atlanta Falcons, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State. The Falcons have a lot of needs on their team. Quarterback could be in play, but wideout's the right call. Wilson's coming off the big year, and they need help there considering that they lost Calvin Ridley for next season. Number 9, the Seattle Seahawks. Kevon Thibodeau, defensive end, Oregon. For the first time in a while, I don't have a quarterback going here. Thibodeau, Seattle would be a great fit. Perfect Pete Carroll player. Number 10, the New York Jets from the Seattle Seahawks. Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. This would be a good pick for the Jets, considering the ACL thing with Williams. The Jets just need to build the right team around Zach Wilson and guys that could help him succeed. Number 11, the Washington Commanders. Drake London, wide receiver, USC. This feels like a popular wide receiver spot. They need somebody other than Terry McLaurin to catch passes, regardless of who's at quarterback. Number 12, the Minnesota Vikings. Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington. The hot pick as of now is McDuffie for the Vikings. And I like McDuffie, but I feel like this could be a reach at this spot. But they do need secondary help. And Patrick Peterson's there, and he can learn from him. 13, the Houston Texans from the Cleveland Browns. Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame. This would be a good pick for Houston. I think that he would fit really well there. Obviously, they have a need. And I think he can have an impact regardless of where he goes. Number 14, the Baltimore Ravens. Jermaine Johnson, the second defensive end, Florida State. I think this is the floor for Johnson. I'd be surprised if he fell past the Ravens. Johnson, steady player in school, would bring a lot to that Ravens pass rush. Number 15, the Philadelphia Eagles from the Miami Dolphins. Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia. I like this pick for the Eagles because their front seven's not getting any younger. Davis, yet another Georgia Bulldog pass rusher. 16, the New Orleans Saints from the Philadelphia Eagles via the Indianapolis Colts. Malik Willis, quarterback, Liberty. The vibe I get is that one of these two Saints picks will be a quarterback. Willis, I think, has the most upside among the quarterbacks, but I don't think is the safest bet, per se. 17, the Los Angeles Chargers. Trevor Penning, offensive tackle, Northern Iowa. Penning's stock is trending upward as we are here at draft week. I think this is a good spot for Penning, though. To learn from the veterans on this line. And he has size and athleticism to succeed in the league. 18, the Philadelphia Eagles from the New Orleans Saints. Devin Lloyd, linebacker, Utah. People might say this might be a reach, but people might look at the fit and be like, hey, good fit. Super athletic kid, and Philly might look at him as like a poor man's Micah Parsons, which I don't think so. 19, the New Orleans Saints from the Philadelphia Eagles. Chris Olave, wide receiver, Ohio State. This would be a steal for New Orleans if they were to get Olave here at 19. Olave with Michael Thomas would be a dynamic duo at receiver for whomever's at quarterback. 20, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett, quarterback, Pittsburgh. This pick feels like one of the safer bets to be a quarterback, but the question is which one. Pickett makes a lot of sense here because he's a safe bet. He was a Heisman finalist last year. Fans know him because he played for Pitt last year. So he stays home. Number 20, New England Patriots. Devontae Wyatt, defensive end, Georgia. Here's the third Bulldogs pass rusher to go off the board and to a place where players are a safe bet to succeed. Versatile player. And the Pats could use versatile guys and some youth in their pass rush. Number 22, the Green Bay Packers from the Las Vegas Raiders. Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Arkansas. The Packers need a wide receiver in the first round, in the worst way possible. And they get one here with Burks. Devontae Adams' production won't be easy to replace, but Burks would become a Rookie of the Year favorite if he were to be the pick here. 23, the Arizona Cardinals. George Karlaftis, defensive end, Purdue. Karlaftis is somebody whose stock completely dropped from where it was 6 months ago. The Cardinals need to replace Chandler Jones' production, so Karlaftis would make sense here. 24, the Dallas Cowboys. Zion Johnson, guard, Boston College. It feels like the Cowboys will go offensive line here with this pick. Johnson's stock is rising high here, and he'd be a nice fit as the team is revamping. It's lined with some of their key guys aging. 25, the Buffalo Bills. Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback, Clemson. The Bills are a team that's going to be contending for a Super Bowl, and picking a player to help them right away would pay dividends. Booth comes into a great situation and would start for the Bills and play alongside Trey White. 26, the Tennessee Titans. Tyler Smith, offensive tackle, Tulsa. The Titans have some interesting options here at this pick. Defense probably should be where they should go, but Smith isn't a bad choice considering Taylor Lewan is getting older and they can use depth at the position. 27, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kenyon Green, guard, Texas A&M. This would be a great selection for the Bucs. Green is a plug-and-play guard who could slide right into the interior, helping replace the losses of Ali Marpet and Alex Coppa. 28, the Green Bay Packers. The Kobe Dean, linebacker, Georgia. Here's another player from the vaunted Georgia front seven that goes in this mock. Dean's the type of young playmaker the Packers need at that position, considering they lost some linebackers and cut some as well. 29, the Kansas City Chiefs from the San Francisco 49ers. Jahan Dotson, wide receiver, Penn State. And I should say via the Miami Dolphins. The Chiefs are the other team that needs to come away with the receiver in the first round. Dotson can go anywhere from the middle of the first until the second. And Dotson could help replace the production lost from Tyreek Hill. Number 30, the Kansas City Chiefs. Lewis Cine, safety, Georgia. Cine is the player that is getting the most momentum to become a first-round pick, which folks didn't see coming a week ago. Cine is a favorite among scouts and was a big part of that dominant Bulldogs championship defense. 31, the Cincinnati Bengals. Kyler Gordon, cornerback, Washington. Here I have the second Huskies corner going off the board. The Bengals corners overachieved a year ago, and you could argue that they should take a corner here considering regression could be coming for that unit as a whole. 32, the Detroit Lions from the Los Angeles Rams. Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss. A lot of people seem to think the Lions will go quarterback here. Corral's stock has been all over the place, but the Lions need a potential long-term answer here, so I have them banking on Corral. All right, so there you have it for my mock, and tomorrow's mock is going to be what each team should do, mock draft. So that would be a lot of fun. All right, now I'm going to recap yesterday's episode of American Idol. It was a fun one. The top 11 went, and they did Judge's Choice this week. So each judge chose a song for the contestant, and if the contestant chose that judge's song, the judge would get a point. And whatever judge had the most points in terms of what songs the contestant used, the winning judge or judges would. It turned out that they had to save somebody at the end of the show, save a contestant to form a top 10. So Nicolina went first. Her choices were Someone Like You by Adele, Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson, and My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. She went with Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. She did really well, and Lionel chose it. Mike went next. His choices were Chasing You by Morgan Wallen, Times Like This by Diane Warren and Darius Rucker, and I Swear by John Michael Montgomery. He chose Chasing You by Morgan Wallen, and Luke Bryant chose it. Fritz went third. His song choices were Wonderwall by Oasis, God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, and Perfect by Ed Sheeran. He went with Wonderwall by Oasis, and Luke chose it. Christian went fourth. His choices were I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith, For Once in My Life by Stevie Wonder, and Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars. He went with I'm Not the Only One by Sam Smith, and Katy Perry chose that one. Noah went next. His choices were Bigger Than My Body by John Mayer, Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver, and Heartbreak Warfare by John Mayer. He went with Heartbreak Warfare by John Mayer, and Luke chose it. Amazingly enough, it was revealed that Katy picked the John Denver song for him. I never would have guessed, because that song is a combination of Luke and Lionel to me. It's like Lionel's generation, but Luke's genre. So that, I feel like, was one of those two picks, but I can't believe Katy chose that for him. Lady K went next. Her choices were Smile by Nat King Cole, Jesus Take the Wheel by Carrie Underwood, and Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo. And she went with the latter, Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo, and Lionel chose it amazingly enough. I would have guessed Katy, and then I would have thought Lionel chose Nat King Cole, just like Lady K said. Hunter Girl. Her choices were 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, Here You Come Again by Dolly Parton, and Wide Open Spaces by The Chicks. She went with 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. Luke chose it for her. Leah went next. Her choices were Make You Feel My Love by Bob Dylan, The First Cut is The Deepest by Cat Stevens, and Steve McQueen by Sheryl Crow. And the funny thing is that Sheryl Crow has The First Cut is The Deepest too, so it's kind of ironic there. And then she went with the first choice, Make You Feel My Love by Bob Dylan, and Katie picked that for her. Then went Tristan. His song choices were Painted Black by the Rolling Stones, You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones, and I Want It All by Queen. And he chose You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones, and Lionel chose it. Then went Emerson. Her choices were Lovely by Billie Eilish, Starting Over by Chris Stapleton, and True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. She went with Lovely, and Katie chose it, as she correctly guessed. Jay went last, and his choices were I'll Be There by the Jackson 5, Lilac Wine by Jeff Buckley, and Caught Up by Usher. And he went with the one that I didn't think he'd go with, Lilac Wine by Jeff Buckley. And Katie chose it to tie Luke Bryant for the most songs chosen. And among those safe were Jay, Hunter, Nicolina, Emerson, Mike, Noah, Leah, Christian, and Fritz, in no particular order. And the bottom two turned out to be Tristan and Lady K. And as I mentioned at the top of the segment, that the judge that had the most songs chosen had to pick a contestant to save, to put in the top 10. And who did they save? Lady K, as Tristan went home. I thought Tristan was going to go home on the Sunday night episode, personally. But I thought he did really good tonight, and I think Lady K did good. I think everybody did good, but it's just really hard because everybody's good. This is a deep group. At this point, it wouldn't shock me, literally, if any of the 10 won. But I do think that there's a couple front runners of the competition. And next week's, or I should say Sunday's episode, is Disney Week. So they're going to go to Disneyland and sing some Disney songs. So maybe on the Friday podcast, I'll predict who sings what song, which would be a lot of fun. And Disney's a fun category, too. All right, quick news and notes today. Obviously, there was talk about Ben Simmons and how he didn't come back. And apparently Rich Paul was talking to Sean Marks about Ben potentially coming back, but that was not meant to be, as Brooklyn was swept out of the first round of the playoffs by the Celtics. So, irrelevant. And that's really it among the big news in sports. So Elon Musk to acquire Twitter for about $44 billion. So that comes into fruition. And then Donald Trump says he has no plans to rejoin Twitter after the Musk deal. And something cool, Frank Sinatra gets a Garden State Parkway service area named after him. So this is something cool that New Jersey's doing, renaming all the rest stops. I believe they're redoing them on the Turnpike too, but I know Bon Jovi has a rest stop named after him on the Parkway, and it's cool to see Sinatra get one named after him as well. Trying to think of any other news and notes because my phone randomly deleted everything. So that's how I do the news and notes segment, or just go to ESPN.com and see if I missed anything important. So Phil Mickelson signs up for majors and requests release for the LIV Golf Invitational Series. So that's interesting. Penn State is targeting Boston College Athletic Director Patrick Kraft to replace retiring Sandy Barber. So that's really interesting. Novak Djokovic can play the Wimbledon without the vaccine, so that's really interesting. The Premier Hockey Federation named Reagan Carey, former USA Hockey Director of Women's Ice Hockey, as commissioner. So that's interesting as well. And Trevor Bauer files lawsuit against the woman who accused him of sexual assault. So this is going to go on a while. There's going to be more to come out of that, obviously. All right, last but not least, best bet of the day. Brought to you by FanDuel. So, I have options. I can go hockey. I can go baseball. I can go basketball. So yesterday, I pushed with that Astros Rangers. So I'm gonna lay 1 unit tonight. Oh, the Yankee over went down to 7.5. I think the Yankees could go over by themselves. I really do. And I do like the Detroit, Minnesota over 7.5. The A's Giants total is 6.5, which is wild. But my favorite one, I really like the over in the Twins-Tigers game a lot. That is so low, and at plus money, you have to do it. So, I'm going over 7.5, laying 1 unit. Between the Tigers and the Twins at plus 102. All right, so that's it for the show today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything, looking ahead to everything tomorrow. We have Masked Singer and Survivor to do tomorrow. The what teams should do mock draft. And news and notes best bet. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.